Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the second day of My Better Half Summit conducted by Islamic Affairs and Charitable Activities Department in coordination with Idea Junction. For those who are coming here for the first time, a very brief outline of the program for this evening, because tomorrow is a working day, so we have a tight schedule and would like to give you an overview of the line of speakers. The first speaker will be Brother Abdul Salam Putige. The second speaker will be Sheikh Tim Humble. The third speaker will be the Mufti of Islamic Affairs, Dr. Muhammad Kubaisi. The fourth speaker for the evening will be Brother Sadatullah Khan. And the final speaker for the evening, to wrap up, hopefully before the Q&A session, will be Brother Nisar Nadiatwala, and a brief Q&A session that we hope we can conclude sharp at 9:30 so that we can sign off from this Dawah Center and go back home and reach our work on time. Without further delay, let us begin the program with the recitation of the glorious Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان صدق الله العظيم. The first speaker for the evening, Brother Abdul Salam Putige, will be speaking on the topic media and family relationships. Brother Abdul Salam Putige is the editor-in-chief of Vartha Bharti, a Kannada newspaper published from Mangalore. One of his most accomplished achievements is the translation of Quran in Kannada language. The second achievement is towards performing da'wah in English language. He's a writer and a journalist, as well as an international speaker. We'd like to welcome Brother Abdul Salam Putige on the podium.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Till 2 minutes ago, my topic was media. And now my topic has been qualified with one more subject, that is media and family relationship. I'll try my best to do justice to this topic. In fact, in our religious forums, religious platforms, especially Dawa-oriented platforms, we have been discussing this topic, media and means of mass communication. And our focus used to be on the kind of stereotyping done by the media, the demonization of Islam and Muslims done by the media, the bias of the media, the prejudice of the media, the selective approach of the media regarding Islam and the Muslim community. Now I think, considering the developments during last 1 decade particularly, it's time for us to consider some more direct dimensions of this topic. Media, in fact, has outgrown all these dimensions during last few years. Today, it is not just one of the forces we have to reckon with. Rather, it is the most powerful challenge before us, the most dangerous demon haunting us. I should say, it has almost become an alternative deen. It has grown as a religion. It has grown as a system of life, as a challenge to the system of life, as a challenge to the deen or religion we all believe in. We depend on media for information and entertainment. And it is true that media does bring to us news, information, and entertainment. But that is not all that media brings to us. Media brings information to us in a very selective manner and in a very filtered form. I'll try to tell you how powerful media has become today. Today, if anybody has any doubts about the claims I'm going to make, you can question me. I believe that today, media decides what we should know and what we should not know. Though the job of the media is to provide us the information which we want, but it decides what we should know and what we should not know. It is like a driver who decides where you should go and where you should not go. And its direction, the direction of this driver, is against all the values, all the ethics we believe in. Today, media has almost assumed the role of God in a certain context. For example, media shapes our knowledge. Not only that it gives us certain knowledge, but it shapes our knowledge. Media uses our view of life, and it also determines our way of life. More alarming is, today media determines what we like and what we don't like. Media determines our behavior. Media determines our attitude. Media determines who should we consider as our friend and who we should look at as our foe or as our enemy. Media tells us whom to love. Media tells us whom to hate. And sometimes in the process, those whom we are bound to love motivated by media, we hate them, and those whom we are bound to hate, media, under the dictate of media, we start hating them. Our brothers become our enemies under the influence of media. And media decides what we eat. Media decides what we wear. And media decides whom should we marry. Anybody has any doubt on this? Whether media has influence on these decisions or not. You take the case of pizza. What relationship Arabs have with pizza? You take the Arab history, you take the history of India, you take the history of China, you take the history of many, many parts of the world, even parts of Europe and America. It is media that has made pizza an essential part of your diet. Media decides our worldview. How we look at the world is decided by media. And I assure you, I'm not exaggerating this role of media. And media decides the world opinion on us. How does the world look at us? It is decided by media. Media decides the world opinion on our faith, our God, our book, the Holy Quran, our Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, our history, our culture, and our civilization. How do the world look at all these things is determined by the media. If you want to see how far media has reached, you can see it in my pocket, very close to my heart. Media has reached here. Okay, then if you go home, you can check your own washrooms and things kept there. You will see separate lotions, creams for each part of your body. Nail care, skin care, hair care. On each of these topics, you get so many commodities and you purchase them and you use them. Things to help you wash, to be used to wash various things, and things to use at the pre-wash stage, and things to be used at the post-wash stage. All these things are provided to you in the market, and you buy them, and it is media that makes them buy these things. You know, you look at all these things in your washroom, and you know what they are replacing. They are replacing just one piece of bar soap which you used to use during your childhood. In my childhood, one piece of bar soap used to take care of all our hygienic needs. For bath, for washing clothes, for nails, hair, skin, everything, one piece of bar soap. And now, in spite of the presence of all these things, we feel we still need something more, because our ideals, those who have been presented before us as our models, they use something more. Now let me ask you, has anybody forced you at gunpoint to buy these things? You go to the supermarket, has somebody compelled you? In fact, you have been persuaded. You have been convinced that these are the essentials of your life. You can't live without them. This is your part. Now your children, each member of your family, depending on the age group they belong to, they have been taught what to buy and how they should force you to buy those things for them. Things which were luxuries in your view some years back, they have become essentials. Even things which you never thought they exist, they have become inevitable parts of your life. You go to a supermarket, you find a section where you find foodstuff of various kinds marketed by various companies. And one thing common between all these foodstuff is they cause obesity. And then you just step forward, you will find another section. Same in the form of foodstuffs, in the form of biscuits, cakes, or capsules, and they are meant to help you reduce your obesity. Both things are marketed to you, and you are customers to both the things. And here again, nobody has compelled to consume things which cause obesity, and nobody is compelling you to buy things which help you reduce obesity. And then there are, again, one more section. That is to help you overcome the side effects of the pills which you have consumed to reduce your obesity. So who sells them? In fact, these things are all produced by corporates, by capitalists, but they don't come to your house to sell them. They use the media to convince you. And this is just one part, consumer goods. Then the media doesn't stop there. They have their own ideology to promote. They have their own worldview to promote. Today, if a high school boy in Canada or in UK or in Bombay or in Beijing or in Tokyo, a high school boy, when Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is mentioned before him, if he questions, is he the man who married a 6-year-old girl? Is he the man who was a pedophile? All these things have been fed along with other things. And this is what media has done to us. Media, there is one statement that helps us to know what media does. And you can ask yourself whether it is true or not. Media persuades us to buy things which we do not need, using resources which are not ours, to impress people whom we do not know. You just look at the things you have bought and judge those things in this background, whether it is true or not. Buying things which you do not need, using resources which you are not. Just while we were coming, we received a call, do you need a loan? Because you have to buy things which are beyond your resources. So there are institutions to help you buy them. Why should you buy them? You look at the advertisements of perfumes or cars. A hero, a very handsome person, drives a car and a few girls look at him. And this is what is idealized. You should have cars. You should drive cars. When you drive them, people should turn around and look at you. That is the ideal kind of life. You should use the perfume which makes people turn around and look at you. And who are those people? What do you have to do with them? Nothing, absolutely nothing. But still, it has been idealized. It has been presented before you as an ideal. It is totally illogical. There is no logic behind it. But there are interests behind it. There are vested interests behind it, and we become victims to it voluntarily. We voluntarily submit ourselves. We become Muslims. We become Muslims before this net which is spread to catch us. The most dangerous aspect of what media has done is it decides how your baby speaks. It decides how your baby thinks. Can you imagine? One thing is we teach language to our children. But before that, they learn certain things from us. For example, when I fall down, I say, Ya Allah. This is common. I need not be a very pious person to say that. Any general Muslim, when he falls down, he says, Ya Allah. Or something to that effect. Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Inna Lillah, some such thing. Have you ever heard a person of your generation saying, ouch, when he falls? Ouch. Now, this is the universal word you will find your baby speaking, baby of the age 3 or 4. This is not language, this is instinct. When I get hurt, I don't plan what to say. It comes by instinct. Ya Allah comes by instinct. Now, ouch comes by instinct. We had to teach mummy and daddy. It took some time. But this without being taught by parents. It has reached their instinct, you can imagine. It's much beyond hearts and brains. Making your 4-year kid, 3-year kid, say ouch when it hurts. And without being officially, formally taught. So if media has reached there, it can do anything to you. So your house can be breeding ground for Firaun or Abu Jahals if you do not address this challenge. You know, certain words which we cannot speak in a majlis. And even some words which even the bad among us don't speak. Those words are frequently used by our 4-year or 5-year kids. A baby yells at his mother or her mother using the B word or the F word. This is gradually becoming common in our families. And there was a time when this used to shock us, but no longer. We are also getting used to this kind of words. Children, okay, bad company, so they have learned these things. There are sources of educating our children which we do not know. Through mobile, they learn so many things. Through cartoons, they learn so many things. Without taking any tuition fee, there is a demon called media which teaches all these things to our kids. So, I think this is time, first of all, to acknowledge that media has outgrown all our perceptions. We must acknowledge that there is a huge elephant in the room, in your bedroom, in your drawing room. There is a huge elephant. Unless you address it, your home is going to get devastated. We have been prescribing so many things in the media. Our children should become journalists. We should respond to what comes in the media. Okay, there are these measures. I have dealt with these topics on other occasions. But I believe that all these measures are only superficial. The change we can expect only little change or superficial change from this kind of measures. What we should consider is look at the resources at our end. Do we have the resources? We are a huge ummah. Do we have the resources to tackle this challenge? I believe that we have the resources. We have much more resources than what is needed to take on this challenge. But we need will. Even a small fraction of our resources is enough to have our own Facebook, our own YouTube, our own Google, our own Yahoo, our own TV channels, and our own newspapers. We can, but first of all, we should acknowledge that we need them. Like we need masjids, like we need maktabs, we need these things. First of all, we should acknowledge them. Then I'll take 2 more minutes. Sir. You take the newspapers and TV channels in the Muslim countries. You take the local newspaper and you see, newspaper owned by us. There is no Jew or Christian owner to that newspaper. And you start looking at the news one by one. From the page 1, you will see every news at the end or at the beginning, the source is written. The source has nothing to do with us. Our role is that of a loudspeaker. Somebody speaks and we just convey it as a loudspeaker to our society. So we should realize that we are in chains. We should come out of it. We should think of building our own media. Only then we can save our iman, the iman of our children, iman of all the members of our family. We can not only save our own iman, our own Islam, but we can save humanity. And if we have seriously taken that as our mission to save humanity from evils, this is the way. We have to take up the challenge. We have to build our own media. We have to build our own sources of opinion making. Only then we can help the humanity to come out of the evils which it is suffering from. Jazakumullah. Thank you very much.